Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I am here with you now, not in a hurry, not with demands, but with presence. Settle your heart for a moment. Breathe. I know the weight you carry in silence, and I know the questions that echo when night falls and everything becomes too quiet. Before many saw me speak to crowds, before my hands touched the sick, and my steps were followed by so many, I was led into the desert. I did not choose that path by my own will, but I trusted the one who was guiding me. The desert had no applause, no comfort, no human witnesses. There was only silence, hunger, inner confrontation, and the Father. Mark records this clearly. The Spirit led me into the desert before any public manifestation. This was not delay, it was foundation. Son, daughter, God never starts with the stage, He starts with the heart. The world exalts what appears, the Father sustains what remains. The hidden place is not a sign of being forgotten, it is a sign of care. There, where no one is watching you, He adjusts your identity so that when you are seen, you will not lose yourself. Perhaps today your life feels like that desert, a season when no one notices, no one recognizes, no one asks how you are. A time when you do what is right without return, pray without feeling an immediate answer, serve without receiving gratitude. I know how much that hurts. I felt the weight of loneliness, the fatigue of the body, the pressure of not giving up. That is why I speak to you with authority and tenderness. Do not be afraid. Love is the way, and the way of love often passes through silence. Remember David. While his brothers were lined up to be seen, he was in the field, dirty with dust, caring for sheep that were not even his. In human eyes, he was irrelevant. In God's eyes, he was essential. The field formed in him courage, sensitivity, responsibility, and dependence. When the oil came, he was already ready on the inside, even though he was not yet recognized on the outside. So it is with you. The Father leads you away from the noise not to humiliate you, but to position you. He sets you apart to align you. He reduces the scene to expand your inner vision. The loneliness that walks with you today is not abandonment, it is training. It is in this place that you learn to hear my voice above all others, to discern what truly matters, and to heal wounds that, if ignored, would destroy you in the future. I see your anxiety when you compare your journey to that of others. I see how social media makes it seem like everyone is moving forward while you are standing still. But listen to me carefully. Appearance is not progress. Visibility is not maturity. Many rise too quickly and fall because they cannot bear the weight of what was never treated in the secret place. Today, live what is in front of you with faithfulness. Take care of what has been entrusted to you, even if it seems small. Be honest in simple choices. Be consistent when no one applauds. Pray even when the sky seems silent. The Father sees in secret, and nothing done in love is ever lost. When loneliness tightens its grip, talk to me as you would to a friend. Say what hurts, what exhausts you, what confuses you. I am here. I have always been. The hidden place does not define your end. It only prepares your beginning. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I am still here with you. I did not leave you between one part and the next. I walk beside you even when you do not notice. And today I want to speak about something that weighs on your chest and that many times you cannot even put into words. There is a discomfort inside you, a restlessness that does not let you simply go with the flow. Things that are normal to many hurt you. Attitudes others accept without thinking keep you awake at night. Injustices that go unnoticed make your heart burn. And sometimes you find yourself wondering, is the problem me? Why do I feel everything so deeply? Son, daughter, this is not weakness. This is a sign. When I walked among people, I could not remain indifferent to pain. I was not untouched by hypocrisy, oppression, or empty religiosity. My spirit was stirred, my heart was grieved, and many times I wept where others had simply grown used to it. There is a weight God places on the spirit of some, not to crush them, but to awaken them. The prophet Ezekiel spoke of those who groaned over the sin and corruption around them. While many adapted, some felt. Jeremiah described it as a fire shut up in the bones, something that could not be contained. I know that fire. It burns because it was lit by heaven. You were not created to live anesthetized. You were not made to pretend everything is fine when it is not. This sensitivity that causes you pain is the same one that enables you to intercede, to act, to love deeply and truthfully. The world tries to convince you to harden your heart to survive, but I tell you, guard your sensitive heart. It is ground where God speaks. Perhaps this is connected to your anxiety. Feeling too much is exhausting. Seeing too much hurts. Perceiving what others ignore creates loneliness. But do not be afraid. I am here. Love is the way, and love feels. Do not run from this burden. Learn to place it before the Father. What weighs on you is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to direct you. In practice, it begins like this. When something unsettles you, do not swallow it in silence and do not explode in anger. Stop. Breathe. Pray. Ask the Father, what do you want to teach me through this? What can I do, even if it is small? Sometimes your mission is not to fix everything, but to refuse to become indifferent. Do not blame yourself for not being like others. I did not call you to be the same. I called you to be faithful. Use your sensitivity to love better, to choose more consciously, to refuse to cooperate with what wounds life. Even if no one understands you, heaven understands. And let me ask you something, with kindness and truth. If your heart recognizes that God is love and that He speaks with you, write Amen in the comments. Not as an empty ritual, but as a sign of your heart saying, I trust. I am here with you. You are not exaggerating. You are awakening. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I continue walking with you. I do not leave you alone on this stretch of the road, even when everything around you feels far too empty. Today, I want to touch a sensitive point in your heart. The isolation you did not choose, the distances that appeared without warning, the bonds that broke when you needed support the most. Listen to me calmly and let these words sink slowly into your soul. Not every separation is loss. Not every silence is abandonment. Not every isolation is punishment. There are moments when the Father, in His wisdom, minimizes the circle to protect the purpose. When I spoke about the vine, I taught that the Father prunes the branches that bear fruit so that they may bear even more. Pruning hurts because it cuts. It hurts because it removes what seemed alive. It hurts because it disrupts connections. But pruning is not meant to wound. It exists to preserve life and increase fruit. Son's daughter, I know it hurts to realize that some people have stepped away. I know what it feels like to sense that you no longer fit in certain environments, conversations, or relationships. The heart asks, what did I do wrong? But often the right question is another. What is God sparing me from? There are noises that would sabotage your next level. There are influences that would keep you small. There are bonds that would drain your emotional strength, your faith, your clarity. Out of love, the Father reduces the noise before expanding your influence. He moves you away from what feels familiar to bring you closer to what is necessary. Proverbs teaches that those who walk with the wise become wise. Companionship shapes destiny even when you do not notice it. The isolation that hurts you today may be the protection you will thank God for tomorrow. God sees what you do not yet see. He knows what you would not be able to carry if you remained surrounded by the same voices. I know loneliness brings difficult thoughts. The mind begins to revisit the past, create guilt, imagine rejections that may not even be real. That is why I tell you, do not be afraid. I am here. Love is the way, and love also knows when to remove what would cause harm if it stayed. In practice, use this time to observe your inner life. Which habits need to be cut? Which thoughts are preventing you from growing? Which relationships drew you closer to God, and which pulled you away from yourself? Do not be afraid to adjust your course. Growth requires the courage to change. Do not chase after those who walked away. Do not force doors that have become too narrow for who you have become. When God closes a door, He does not make mistakes, and when He closes it, it is because He is protecting something greater within you. Allow this time to refine your listening, strengthen your identity, and align your choices. Learn to walk without depending on the constant approval of others. Learn to rest in the certainty that the Father directs your steps, even when the path feels narrow. I am with you in this process. The cut does not define your end. Pruning announces fruit. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I remain here with you. And today I invite you to walk across sensitive, deep ground, where many avoid looking out of fear of reliving pain. But I am not taking you back to wound you. I am leading you to heal, to understand, and to give new meaning to what almost stole your life from the inside. There are chapters of your story that were not light, situations that were not just difficult, they were crushing. Emotional pressure, losses, rejection, betrayal, internal crises, thoughts that frightened you, days when simply waking up already felt too heavy. There were moments when you smiled on the outside while everything inside you screamed. And there were others when you no longer had the strength to smile at all. Perhaps no one knows the full extent of what you faced. Perhaps many think you simply got over it, when in truth you survived. And surviving requires a strength that does not come from the body or the mind. It comes from above. When I said through the scriptures that we are pressed but not destroyed, struck down but not annihilated, I was revealing something that now manifests in your own life. There were forces trying to stop you, silence you, erase you. There were days when the weight was greater than your ability to carry it, and still you were not destroyed. Still, you remained. Son, daughter, this was not luck. It was not chance. It was not merely human resilience. It was preservation. It was the invisible care of the Father when you no longer had clarity, when your faith was fragile, when you did not even know how to pray. The oil that will one day lift you up was the same oil that quietly sustained you in the season when you were simply trying not to give up. The psalmist spoke of passing through fire and water. He did not say they would not exist, but he affirmed that God would lead us to a place of relief. The fire burned you, but it did not consume you. The water almost drowned you, but it did not take you. You came out different, marked, more sensitive, yet alive. And being alive, after everything, is already a testimony. I know that surviving also left scars, fears that arise without warning, difficulty trusting, a weariness that seems to have no explanation. Surviving does not mean everything is resolved. It means there is now time to heal. And I do not rush you in this process. I walk with you. In practice, begin by recognizing your own story with more compassion. Stop demanding of yourself as if nothing ever happened. Honor your journey. If needed, seek help, talk, cry, write, pray. Do not spiritualize pain to the point of ignoring it. I did not teach you to pretend strength. I taught you to live in truth. And now, with love and care, I make you a simple and profound invitation. Write in the comments what you went through and now recognize that you survived only because God sustained you. Not to expose yourself beyond what you can handle, but to declare, I am here because I was protected. Your story can become shelter for others who are still fighting. I saw every night you thought you could not go on. I was present when no one noticed your pain. Nothing went unseen. Nothing was in vain. I am here. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I continue walking with you, even when your steps are slow and your heart is tired. Today I want to speak about something you feel in your body, but often cannot explain without seeming like an exaggeration to others. I want to speak about the invisible, constant, silent war, the one that seems to know exactly where to strike you. There are battles that are not only external. They are not just financial problems, family conflicts, or hard days at work. There are struggles that begin inside, pass through thoughts, emotions, memories, and reach faith itself. You wake up tired even after sleeping. Attempts to start over are interrupted by a weight that appears without warning. And at times you ask yourself in silence, why does everything feel so intense for me? Son, daughter, let me tell you something with truth and love. The enemy does not waste time on those who carry no destiny. He does not waste ammunition where there is no threat. If the war feels disproportionate, if the attacks are persistent, if the fight seems custom-made, it may reveal that your existence carries potential for rupture, liberation, and light. When I taught through the scriptures that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, as written in Ephesians, I was opening your eyes to a spiritual reality. Many times you try to solve everything on a human level: conversations, explanations, strategies, willpower. But there are battles that are only won with spiritual discernment, with prayer, with truth, with rest in the Father. It is also written that you must be sober-minded and vigilant, because the adversary prowls around seeking someone to devour, as stated in 1 Peter. I did not say this to create fear, but awareness. Fear paralyzes. Awareness strengthens. Knowing there is opposition helps you stop blaming yourself for everything and keeps you from giving up on yourself. I know that many times the war feels deeply personal. It touches your old wounds, your deepest fears, your most hidden insecurities. But understand this: the enemy attacks where there is promise. He tries to weaken what, once healed, would become a source of life for others. Where there is intense war, there is territory that matters. This does not mean you are weak. On the contrary, it means there is something in you that disturbs the darkness. Your sensitivity, your compassion, your quiet perseverance, your ability to love even after being wounded. All of this is a real threat to a system that thrives on indifference and hate. In practice, begin to change the way you face your battles. Stop fighting alone. Stop blaming yourself for feeling tired. Guard your mind by being intentional about what you feed it daily. Choose forgiveness even when pride demands revenge. Rest when everything in you just wants to produce. Learn to say no without guilt. These simple attitudes are powerful spiritual weapons. Pray even when you do not feel like it. Talk to me even when your words feel weak. Prayer does not need to be beautiful, it needs to be real. And remember, you are not fighting to conquer a future victory. You stand firm from the love that has already won. Do not fear the war, son. Do not be alarmed by its intensity. It did not come to destroy you, but to reveal who you are when you remain standing, even when you are tired. I am here with you. Love is the way. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I am still here walking with you without haste, honoring the rhythm of your heart. There is a kind of strength the world barely notices, but heaven recognizes immediately. Today I want to speak to you about this strength that lives within you, the ability to remain faithful when no one is watching, to keep going even when the silence feels unbearably heavy. There are days when you do everything right and nothing seems to happen. You wake up, fulfill your responsibilities, choose what is good, guard your words, thoughts, and actions, and still, there is no visible return. No one praises you. No one thanks you. No one notices. And your heart asks quietly, is it really worth continuing like this? Son, daughter, I know this place well. I walked among people who did not understand my choices. I healed many who never returned. I taught deep truths to distracted hearts. I remained faithful even when recognition never came. Silence was never the absence of the Father. It was the environment where my obedience grew stronger. Silent perseverance is a rare mark. Many start well, but few remain when the excitement fades. You continue, even tired, even wounded, even without validation. This is not by chance. It is the fruit of spiritual maturity being formed within you. The world teaches that value comes from applause, numbers, and visibility. But the kingdom teaches something different. Value comes from faithfulness. The Father watches what you do when no one else sees. He sees when you choose good in secret. He sees when you remain upright, even when it would be easier to give in. He sees when you do not abandon your principles just to be accepted. Persevering in silence works something deep inside. It adjusts motivations, breaks dependence on external approval, heals the ego, strengthens character. This is where spiritual authority is formed, because it is not born from exposure, but from consistency. Those who never learn to remain hidden cannot sustain what is visible. Perhaps you are living in a season where everything feels repetitive, without emotion, without novelty. But listen to me carefully. God works powerfully in days that seem ordinary. He builds great foundations through simple routines. The apparent monotony is forming emotional and spiritual stability within you. In practice, remain faithful today. Not tomorrow, not when everything improves. Today. Care for small choices. Honor your commitments. Treat people with respect, even when they are not kind to you. Keep your word. Do not abandon what is good because of weariness. The harvest does not fail. It simply honors the time of maturity. When the silence feels heavy, remember, roots grow in the dark, and the deeper they grow, the more fruit you will be able to bear without breaking. Do not rush to be seen. Allow yourself to be formed. There are things that only solidify when no one is applauding. I am here with you, seeing what no one else sees, sustaining what no one yet recognizes. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I continue with you on this path, even when your heart carries questions that find no immediate answers. Today I want to speak about something that wounds deeply, but that many do not know how to name correctly. Rejection. The kind that hurts, confuses, and sometimes makes you doubt your own worth. I know what it feels like to see doors closing without clear explanation. People who once walked beside you now drift away. Invitations stop. Atmospheres grow cold. Eyes change. And quietly, the question arises, what is wrong with me? I know this pain. I lived it. I was rejected in my own hometown. I was not welcomed by everyone. Not everyone wanted to hear what I carried. Son, daughter, listen carefully and let this truth rest in your heart. Rejection is not a sentence. It is redirection. Not every closed door is defeat. Some are deliverance. Others are protection. And many are simply God saying, this is no longer your place. When something can no longer contain you, discomfort begins. When you grow on the inside, certain environments become too small. And the Father, in His faithfulness, does not allow you to remain where your essence would be suffocated. That is why He closes smaller doors, when He is preparing something greater. There are moments when you want to insist, to explain, to adjust yourself to fit. But I tell you with love, do not chase belonging where your presence has already outgrown the space. Do not force permanence where your peace no longer lives. What is from God does not require you to shrink in order to stay. It was said through the scriptures that what the Father opens no one can close, and what He closes no one can open. And it was also taught that a person plans their way, but the Lord directs their steps. Not everything that leaves your control has left God's control. Some closures hurt today, but prevent deeper wounds tomorrow. In practice, when you feel rejection, do not immediately turn it into guilt. Pause. Observe. Ask the Father what He is teaching you. Instead of chasing those who walked away, turn inward. What is changing within you? What is God adjusting? What needs to be released so the new can have space? Do not cling to what has already fulfilled its purpose. Some seasons end, even when they were good. Faithfulness is not about staying forever, but about discerning when it is time to move forward. Letting go is also an act of faith. I know rejection touches old wounds. It awakens fears of abandonment. It makes you question your worth. But remember, I am here. You have not been rejected by God. You are being led by Him, Love is the way, and love also knows how to redirect. Rest your heart. Do not rush to understand everything right now. Trust. There are encounters that have not yet happened, doors that have not yet opened, places where your presence will be celebrated, not merely tolerated. I walk with you through this adjustment. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I am still here with you, even when the world seems to move on without noticing your steps. There is a quiet feeling that weighs on many hearts, the sense of living too far from the center, too invisible to be remembered, too still while others seem to advance. I want you to hear this calmly and truthfully. Being hidden is not being forgotten. The Father never loses sight of what He Himself is forming. There are seasons when God chooses to deepen before revealing. He works on the roots before allowing the fruit to appear, because the weight of visibility, when it comes too early, destroys what has not yet been strengthened. Many desire to be seen, but few could endure the emotional, spiritual, and inner cost of exposure. The Father loves you too much to place you under intense light before fully preparing you. When it was written that your life is hidden with me and that at the right time it will be revealed, this was not a vague promise. It is a real spiritual process. The hidden place is not delay. It is protection. It is care. It is God sparing you from expectations that would crush you, from criticism that would confuse you, from applause that would inflate an ego still being healed. Son, daughter, I know how painful it feels when no one seems to remember you. I know how it hurts to see others being recognized while your effort appears invisible. I know how comparison tries to convince you that you are falling behind, wasting time, losing potential. But listen with love. Steady steps, even slow ones, build secure destinations. The Father establishes the steps of those who delight in Him, and even when they stumble, He upholds them by the hand. The hidden place also reveals deep intentions. Do you remain faithful when there is no audience? Do you stay upright when no one is watching? Do you choose to serve even without immediate return? The hidden place answers questions the stage never could. It detoxifies the ego, adjusts motivations, purifies desires, and teaches you to love without bargaining. I know anxiety tries to occupy this space. It whispers that time is passing too fast, that opportunities are disappearing, that you must appear in order to exist. But I tell you, do not fear. Existence does not depend on being seen. You are seen by the Father, and that is enough to sustain you while everything is being arranged within you. In practice, use this hidden time wisely. Care for your inner life more than your image. Adjust habits that have always been postponed. Heal old wounds that haste once covered up. Learn to rest without guilt, to say no without fear, to listen more than you speak. Rest is also part of preparation. Do not despise simple days. Do not underestimate quiet routines. Greatness is being built through small tasks. Maturity is being formed through discreet choices. What seems invisible today is becoming a solid foundation for what, in the right time, will be visible. I am here with you in the hidden place. I see you when no one else does. I sustain you when no one recognizes you. And when the time comes to reveal you, nothing and no one will be able to stop it, because what is born in secret carries the mark of eternity. Rest your heart. The hidden place is not the end of the story. It is the care that comes before blooming. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. I remain here with you, entering now an even deeper space, a place few value, yet where almost everything decisive happens. I want to speak to you about the secret place. Not the one that appears in photos, nor the one that makes for beautiful stories to tell, but the place where no one sees, where only the Father knows your most sincere thoughts. The secret place is not merely a physical location. It is a condition of the heart. It is where you are when no one is watching, when there are no external expectations, when there is no immediate reward. It is there that your motives are revealed. It is there that the ego loses strength and truth gains space. When I taught that the Father sees in secret, I was not speaking only about prayer. I was speaking about life. The Father sees when you serve without being noticed. He sees when you choose good without an audience. He sees when you remain faithful, even without a visible promise of return. And in that place, He works in you with depth and care. Son, daughter, many want the fruits of the kingdom, but few accept the treatment of the kingdom. Many desire authority, but do not want the process that produces character. The secret place exists to protect you from yourself, to remove mixed intentions, to heal the need for approval, to align your heart with love rather than ego. I know that sometimes you wonder if God sees your effort, if He notices your quiet faithfulness, if He knows how hard you are trying to do what is right, even when you are exhausted. And I answer you tenderly, He sees everything. Nothing goes unnoticed, no tear is ignored, no choice made out of love is forgotten. The secret place also confronts. It reveals why you do what you do. It is there that difficult questions arise. If no one saw me, would I still do this? If there were no recognition, would I continue? These questions do not come to condemn you, but to align you. God does not expose to shame. He reveals to heal. In practice, set apart real moments of silence, away from noise, away from screens, away from comparison. Speak to the Father honestly, not with rehearsed speeches. Allow Him to search your thoughts, adjust your paths, heal your excesses. The secret place does not weaken you, it strengthens you from the inside. I know we live in times when everything is displayed, shared, and commented on. But not everything sacred needs to be shown. Some of the greatest transformations happen far from human eyes. Learn to guard what is intimate. Learn to protect your faith from unnecessary exposure. What is treated in secret sustains what will one day be public. And now, with care, let me make you a simple invitation. If these words have been walking with you, if you desire to keep listening, growing, and being cared for throughout these episodes, consider subscribing to follow the next moments of this journey. Not out of obligation, but out of a desire to continue learning, step by step. I am here with you in the secret place, where no one applauds, but where heaven works deeply. Love is the way. Peace be with you. Peace be with you, son. Peace be with you, daughter. We have arrived together at this point in the journey, and I want to speak to you gently about something that has often confused and even wounded you. The way your simple presence without any effort seems to generate intense reactions around you. There are environments that change when you arrive. Conversations fall silent. People grow uncomfortable without knowing why. Eyes turn away. Resistance arises without any apparent conflict. And you have asked yourself quietly, what did I do wrong? Listen carefully and let your heart rest. Not everything is personal. Some things are spiritual. When light arrives, it does not need to accuse in order to disturb. It simply reveals. And not everyone is ready to see what once felt comfortable in the dark. That is why, when the anointing is real, presence stops being neutral. Not because you are better, but because you carry an awareness, a truth, a sensitivity that exposes what many prefer not to face. Son's daughter, I lived this. Wherever I went, some found life, healing, and hope. Others felt confronted, uncomfortable, threatened. Not because I attacked, but because truth sets free, and not everyone wants to be set free. Light does not harm, it reveals, and revelation requires a decision. You do not provoke tension because you are aggressive. You provoke it because you are genuine, because you cannot pretend, because your presence carries coherence between what you believe and how you live. And this, in a world accustomed to superficiality, creates discomfort. But do not fear. Do not dim your light to fit into dark places. Do not silence your essence to avoid reactions. I know this sometimes makes you feel lonely. It makes you want to hide, to adapt, to fade a little so as not to cause discomfort. But I tell you with love, Do not deny what God has placed within you. Learn only to walk with wisdom, gentleness, and love. Light does not need to shout, it simply remains on. In practice, guard your heart. Do not respond harshly to others' reactions. Do not enter unnecessary disputes. Remain firm, but loving. Set boundaries without losing tenderness. Pray for those who do not understand you. Spiritual maturity is not about winning debates, but about remaining whole. And remember, not everyone who walks away is a loss. Some separations are simply course corrections. You are not called to be accepted by everyone, but to be faithful. Where there is openness, you will be a fragrance of life. Where there is resistance, move forward in peace. Your mission is not to convince, but to love. Before closing, let me make a simple request. With an open heart, if you feel these words could reach someone in need of comfort, direction, or hope, like and share this episode. Not for numbers, but so love may reach places you may never physically go. I am here with you. I have walked with you through every part. And I continue walking, even when the episode ends. Do not fear, love is the way. Peace be with you.